You make me nervous. Hey everyone!
Happy Thursday afternoon live with Matuska Taxidermy Supply Company. I'm here, Tom Matuska, with Mandy Swart, Brett Wingfield, and we're a little behind today. We're going to start out with a joke, just to lighten up the atmosphere a little bit, but because we're behind, I'm only going to tell you the punchline. And the frog said, it started out with a wart on my rear. That was the part that people laughed at.
You're supposed to laugh.
But we don't have time for the whole joke, so we just did the punchline. What did we last week? We showed Createx, didn't we?
Yeah.
Createx is one of our new products. And when are you gonna unveil?
I think we're doing it right now.
All right.
New stuff.
So today we're going over basically the new 2020 catalog that you all should be getting next week in the mail because we got ours today. And here is the back. Oh, that's the front. We got a nice
I
mount
didn't get a
by
script.
Brandon O'Hare on the back, so good work, Brandon. And on the front, our very own leopard, mounted by Matuska Taxidermy Studio. And it is gorgeous. Let me tell you, I am so excited about this catalog because it makes me want to grab it off the shelf rather than all the
And you should be very proud
navy
because
and other colored ones.
you've poured in a year's worth of work into this, and
it's like Christmas.
It is like Christmas. Smells good. You open a box. Everybody's so excited. Brett and I are back here, and the whole crew actually trying to develop new products. Mandy's giving us samples to try, and then it's just one big puzzle to make it all fit in.
It is a puzzle, and I love puzzles.
And how many new puzzle pieces did you have?
We have 480 new, which is a little bit more than that. But we have 480 new products, and we are just showing you a few of what is in here and what we're excited about too.
When you get your catalog in the front cover, it highlights a lot of all the new products that we have.
So again, don't send us your requests yet. If you have ordered from us, you will be getting it. Everybody who has placed an order with us before has one of these babies coming to them. So just hold off and be patient a little longer with us, but we got ours, which means it's about 8 days away from everybody.
And things you'll notice, check out the Leopard Eyes.
Yeah.
Reflective Eyes. Reflective Eyes go over like unbelievably well. They just make a difference. There's like 3 different versions. There's an anatomical accurate version. There's a deep reflective and a not quite as reflective. And man, do they make your predator animals pop. They just, customers love them.
And they're not gaudy.
And they're not expensive.
Don't know this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And down on the bottom, you see we have XP forms, and XP stands for Extreme Precision Whitetails. And if you look on the back, like Mandy mentioned, the Whitetail by Brandon O'Hare, and that was done on an XP form.
That one right there.
And that's this one right here.
We got a lot of nice customer mounts that people have sent us. So look through the catalog for those mounts. There's a lot of nice ones in there.
There's some neat stuff.
I'm excited.
Well, why don't you start us off with what we need to be showing these people, because we have things that are gonna simplify your work. We have things that are gonna make your work easier. We have things that are gonna make your work more profitable, more accurate, more lifelike. It's all here.
Well, you were talking about the reflective eyes. Let's go with our pair eyes.
We got new pair
I
eyes.
think we added 35 new species. Well, not species, but sizes, and everyone's been asking for the wolf, the bobcat, the coyote from pair, and so we have added those to our line.
New mammal eyes.
You go.
And
Specialty mule deer.
special mule deer eye.
Mule deer eyes. White-based wolf eyes. These are just a great eye. Nice coloration on the iris. Real attractive pupil size.
And great pricing too.
And you can get them. You can get them without the white band. Sometimes people struggle to set a an eye with a scleral membrane on it, you know, it'll take a little more effort. You can get them without, you can get them with, you can get them, I mean, look at these with, I mean, we've got the scleral band on there, we have them with blood vessels. These are Mandy's favorite until she would probably see a deer, and then you'd feel really bad.
No, I mean, people ask for them, so I'm like, we gotta carry them, and we've already sold a few. But these are the blind eye, dead eye by pair. So if you have a deer that comes in that needs that, we have those eyes now. So, and if you guys have ones that you really, really like to use and you want to see us carry, let us know. We're open to picking up new stuff. That's that. How about your pan pastels?
Oh boy, we got all kinds of colors going on. We've got 5 color kits, which we added
17 new kits and 21 new singles.
Individuals.
if you look really hard. So these were kind of a neat, convenient way to package the 5 color kit. We did it last year with a cat kit, I believe.
Yep.
And we have lots of requests for a 5 color versus the 10. Makes it really inexpensive to try. If anybody is wondering about the pan pastels, haven't given them a shot yet, we've broken them down. We have versions of each of the big kits, and this is the 5 color. I believe we have it in a mammal kit. We also have an abbreviated bird kit, an open mouth kit. We have several different fish kits. We have habitat kits. We have several different 5 color kits. And what are those priced like?
So it's $32.95 for the 5-piece compared to $72.95 for the 10-piece. And you have, did you show the products that come with underneath?
Nope.
It comes with a sponge and 2 applicators as well included in that kit. And you picked your top 5 colors out of the 10-piece kit.
Yeah.
John Belucci was asking about the eyes. Those are pear eyes that we were showing earlier.
And we also added several singles as well. Just requested single pan pastel colors.
And these are so easy to use, and I drug my feet on pan pastels for a long time, and I've been painting fish this week, and you can mix these with anything. You can lacquer paint your fish and brush on or use applicator with a little pan pastel. I like putting a little blush in the fins, little blood work in the veins of the fins. That's a pretty thin in the rays. It's kind of a thin line to be able to airbrush, especially when you get old and shaky like me. Take a little red or a little flesh or burgundy on a fine brush and drag it along. If you don't like it, you can blow it off, you can wipe it off, and do it again. It's really easy to do intricate work. A lot of times on fish, in around the mandibles, it's hard to spray white real fine without splattering it all over the place. I just took a little of the titanium white on a brush and worked it up inside, wiped it where I didn't want it off with my finger. You have a Workable Fixative, Workable Fixative, and this will set this because this is, like I say, it's makeup. It's probably a talc type base with pigment in it, and it will blow away, it'll wipe off. All you gotta do is give it a dusting of this or any of your favorite satins or glosses or those type of products. Is just a Krylon Workable Fixative, and it sets this. And you can combine this with Createx, you can combine it with lacquers, you can combine it with you know, absolutely anything you want to, polytranspars, all of those. So that's a great product, but don't think this is a do it all with this little thing. Don't be afraid to explore a little bit and experiment.
They complement all of your color choices. The nice one added thing about the Workable Fixative, it atomizes really well and goes on really soft, so it doesn't build up quite like your glosses. And it's actually designed, as we were looking for them, it says right here on the front, it's designed for pastels, chalks, and drawings. So it's a specific application, and it's fairly inexpensive.
And if you set everything with a gloss, it just gets thicker, and pretty soon you take your texture away. So that's perfect for setting your powders in place.
So super handy. We've got some other colors that we're super excited about.
Createx. Oh. And we did this for you last week a little bit. Createx colors. This is acrylic paint, acrylic airbrush paint, and if you look online, look at any of the YouTube videos on the artists that are using Createx and the work that they're doing. It's probably the finest airbrush medium out there in an acrylic version. We got it, we started playing with it, we spent, I think we told you last week, we spent, 3 of us, all one day. We say playing with it, we were working, but we were having fun with it, and kind of discovered some really neat things, and there is a little bit of a learning curve. It's different than your lacquers. First thing you'll notice, there's no odors. You don't have to run your exhaust fan. It sprays beautifully. It dries fast. That was a big thing about lacquers. Lacquers dry fast, and that's why, as far as a production paint, lacquers were the go-to because it dried so fast. Createx will dry really fast. I think we showed you last week how fast it dried. It comes in how many different colors?
Oh man, we have several different sets. I don't know the individual color number.
It must be 60 or more,
I'd say
probably.
so, yeah.
Probably a lot of versions. There are bloodline versions. These are
singles.
how many?
68 singles
68.
and 5 kits. And John Bellucci says, did you know that Createx, which I think you guys talked about this last week, but is mostly used in special effect work?
A lot of
whole
special
line of it,
effects. We have a whole
specific
line of special effects. Disney is Createx's largest customer. And we have the bloodline. This is the bloodline colors, and it's got a lot of neat flushes and purples and beiges and lavenders.
They're
And,
interesting
cool
names
colors.
too.
and there's also
Look at that. That's just a pretty page in the catalog.
a lifeline coloration, which has Brett gets all excited
Great
because he
flesh
sees colors the average person doesn't see. They're-
Bloodline colors. Infectious pink, blood red, injury ochre,
These are the
old
metallics.
bone white.
And what I discovered recently is you can brush these on. You can tip scales with these. There's gold. This is, I think we probably have 6 or 8 of them, plus the kit. But you can hand paint them. You can use a water brush with these. These are called Wicked colors, and they're automotive. Wicked colors are automotive, right?
Yeah.
And
Slightly thicker.
they're thicker, and you can thin these, and you can thin them into transparency. They dry fast. They're just super fun to use.
And we're excited about the Createx colors. They've done really cool things in the shop so far.
Can I mix some?
Yeah, show them.
Here's
Mix
how.
them in a new cup.
In a new. Oh, tell them about the new cup. First
Now
of all,
available online per Tom.
first of all, we always grab paper cups around here. We use a lot of paper cups when we're mixing special colors, and lacquer eats the wax off the paper cup. Createx even eats the wax off the paper cup. It was disturbing the sprayability. We got these nice little mixing cups. These are like, when I go to the old folks' home, they're gonna give me my pills in these things. And they put them on so I don't spill them.
Mom already does.
But these are, we call them reusable, disposable. They cost very little. You'll get a giant sleeve of them. They come, I think, in 2 ounce and 3.5 ounce, and it's great for Createx. You can store this for how long have you discovered you can store your Createx?
A couple weeks. Yep, as long as you're using the little
Keep the lid on in a couple weeks. But this Createx paint is airbrush ready right out of the bottle. And the first thing you'll notice is it's very thick. And I had a problem with that, and I called the manufacturer. I said, you can't spray this, it's much too thick. And they said it is sprayable. It sprays very nice right out of the bottle. We like to thin it. You're supposed to thin it 15 to 25.
Yep, up to 25.
15 to 25. The best thing about it is it comes in small bottles. The best thing is you won't waste it. You'll find yourself using less paint than you ever did. Now look how thick that is, that's pretty thick. It comes in several different reducers. And
You using the 4011 today?
4011. And I put a little reducer into what I think, if you want to be real exact, do it by drops. Put in 10 drops and then put in 2.5 drops. And they recommend let this sit. Don't get too excited to spray it right away because emulsify, is that the word? I think it has to emulsify. And this is what you're going to spray. It's nice and thin. It will spray. I sprayed last week for you. It'll spray great through any quality airbrush. If you're mixing up a specialty color for a fish or a bird bill, didn't use it all, go ahead and snap the lid on, and it'll be good like that for, you know,
I agree, Pat.
a couple weeks.
They
What
look
is
like
it?
Jello cup. That's what I do. Actually, I do the syringes. Work just as good.
Wish we have new syringes
We
too.
do have new syringes. We got a question on the pan pastels if we sell them with the lids. We do sell the extra lids, and they are online, or they should be in your last year's catalog too, but you get 8 lids for $9.50. So we do sell the lids only for those. And again, everything's online. Someone's asking if this is a new catalog. It is our new catalog. We're really excited. It just got delivered to us today. So it will be to you guys, as they say, in the next 8 days within, depending where you're at. We're in the Midwest. But so be looking for that.
And you have a contest going with that, right?
Yeah, the first is at 5. First
That's what you
5
said, yeah.
to do their selfie pictures with them are going to get something from us. And then we'll probably start getting creative with your pictures of how you want to do the catalog like last year, and we're going to pick the top winner and let our employees vote on that, because that was a lot of fun last year and you guys did good. So
It was.
start
We had them
getting
in the break room, and every time somebody went through, it was pretty exciting.
yeah. Yes.
Okay, so there should be no reason for anybody not being able to color whatever they want to color, whether it's a bird bill, whether it's a fish. These things I think you are going to find are tremendous. We've already sold a couple. We don't have mammal kits, but we put together some mammal kits, and we will have mammal kits. It
Great
has
colors for mammals. Really, really good.
soft erase, ability to soft erase, which means you can spray it, and if you want to wipe it off or lessen it, you can do it with an applicator, with your finger, with a little towel. You can soft erase is the term. So we're pretty excited about Credex. We haven't used our lacquers for a long time.
No, and people are starting to recognize it when they walk in the room. If they smell lacquer thinner, sometimes we'll still clean with it. The other day we got scolded for painting with lacquer thinner or lacquer paints, and
Getting healthier.
we haven't touched it. But I think we're getting more sensitive.
All right, I gotta ditch you. I got a Christmas concert to go get ready for the little one.
So we gotta talk fast, no more jokes.
Have fun.
All right, Jokes, thank you.
Thank you.
Look for your catalog next week.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the sagebrush mule deer over there? And we're gonna start. We got so much to show them.
We've got some fun stuff. So I think we've mentioned this before the last couple weeks, but we do have one of the things we're really excited about is a replacement on one of the precision noses, and we've talked about why you might use them, how you might use them. This is a cast nose developed by Brian Olson, specifically for the sagebrush mule deer. It's got a detail molded septum. It's got tremendous depth, transparency in the material we found to reproduce it out of.
There is
It's
so
just-
much depth in them. You can see the outline of the nasal passage where the plastic gets thin back here. So you're going back 2.5 inches of nasal passage.
We don't have to carve anymore. We don't have to worry about the left side matching the right side. It's all done for you. So for you guys that like to give a little added extra detail to your commercial pieces, we have this available in a medium and a small, and they are made to fit all but our largest sagebrush. I think there are
And
3
they'll
or
become
4
two.
forms. Yeah, or will be.
And that's
adding
just the
those.
sagebrush. I mean, these are, you could probably model these to your favorite mule deer. It doesn't have to be a sagebrush, although it is the best mule deer on the market. But you could use this with your favorite mule deer. You're just going to have to, you know, fashion the fit, I guess.
And this process has been done before, where you have a similar shape cut off nose, but we've gone to great lengths to even make the process of using an artificial nose even easier by offering a free cut. A free cut form, and it's actually molded in, so we have a great fit just like that. So that drops on, we'll receive 2 pieces. Glad my finger wasn't in there.
Oh my gosh.
And how would you put that on?
Any adhesive, hot glue will attach it. A lot of people like Bondo. We've gone to the effort of making the back flat so the septum detail doesn't come through, so you don't overfill your detail. And just a spot. We'll rough this up. I would wipe it down. Any of our products we go to pretty great lengths to use paintable mold releases, but we'd still recommend you wipe them down, and then we'll come here and put just a little adhesive on the back, and that will lock that in place. Then you can blend the seam. We should have a real easy blend around the perimeter. Go right together.
Your first question, do you have those for whitetail deer?
Tuesday.
We guys.
Oh dear.
Thank you.
I think I put that on for you, sorry.
That was a
Set you up, didn't I?
That was a setup, just to see how we handle it. So we do have them available in 2 sizes for the sagebrush mule deer, and again, if you look in your catalog, Mandy's made it really easy to order. If you choose to order your forms with the noses already pre-cut, you'll receive a form that looks just like this one behind me, like this, and then all you have to do is drop it on, add a touch of adhesive, and you're ready to go. You can see over on this side of the page, we offer it with this is the traditional form that we've always carried, and then we just have a little number designation over here, and so any of you guys that want to try it with the replacement nose, just add that end to the back, and we will send you one that looks like that, and you'll also get this in the package. And I think one of the most exciting parts of it is that we were able to figure out the process inexpensively enough that by ordering this part and that part, I think you're still getting a mule deer form
Cheaper than most
cheaper
mule
than our
deer
competitors.
forms, yes.
Yeah.
And you
we're
have all that
excited about
detail.
that. So that was a big part of this process, and we're excited to offer it.
Something I've always, and you can heat these up and you can open them and close them. You can flare them more if you wanted to, or you can close them. Something, years and years ago when we first started putting septums in our game heads, I used to show the customers, look at the realism, and I would put little blood vessels in there and shine a flashlight, and then they'd run home and tell their buddies, Joe, you gotta come see my deer that Matuska's just did. Look at this, I bet yours doesn't have that. You got it all right here.
Yeah,
You don't have to put a septum in, you don't have to do anything special, it's all there for you.
very exciting.
And since you opened a can of worms,
Randy opened a can of worms. We are working now and have the first one for a whitetail.
and this is whitetail you shot.
This is a whitetail that I shot. In fact, if we don't mind, we can thank Brian Holthus. I went down and shot down in southern Iowa. This deer came from a 7 3/4 inch face. So we were able to offer a similar reproduction that will work for any whitetail, but we're also working on some of the trademark heads that will be offered the same way the sagebrush deer is. So this nose will be available on a trademark series head very soon.
Just so it'll be a configuration just like that.
Yep.
First will come the head, then will come the forms.
Are you able to use the Createx in the water brushes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, I did that today. I was painting a walleye today, and now you don't put the paint in the brush. You dip the brush in the paint with water in the tube.
Yep.
Yes,
And
that was great.
We've got a great tutorial on those water brushes, and if you just use the Createx as that medium. It does work great. Washes out of the brushes, and another benefit of the Createx is it cleans up so nice and easy.
Oh gosh,
it cleans up really easy.
My air brushes have never worked better. You know, when you wash out, clean out lacquer, run lacquer thinner through, come back a day later, the trigger kind of sticks. You got to pull the needle out and maybe oil it or something. This comes with cleaners, it comes with restorers, and it's got a lot of different things to wash you. First of all, you can clean them with water, you can clean them with Windex, you can clean them with alcohol. They come with a variety of different cleaners, but your airbrush will feel oiled and it will work so much nicer than it ever did.
And that was always one of the phobias of water-based paints. I never wanted to get my good airbrushes near water-based paint because I didn't think I could clean it out. And this has worked really well for us.
That was my selling point for lacquers for years is if you're using waters and you leave it in there, it's going to be like Elmer's glue dried in your gun. Not so with this product.
Yeah.
And what are we doing? Whoops. Go ahead.
We've got a few people asking when the new catalogs are going to ship. We just got ours, and you should be receiving them within the next 8 days.
Yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they'll be out soon, really quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure to get your selfie taken with that and posted as soon as you get your catalog, and make sure to tag Matuska Taxidermy Supply Company.
And these come in kits. They come in big, extensive kits. They come in singles. Like I told you last week, don't buy $500 worth of Createx paint. Buy a couple colors that you think you can use. Get your feet wet. Start playing with it. The more you use it, the more you're going to use it.
We've already had a few people call asking for some different applications for a bird, for instance. We can send you a couple specific to that bird if you'd like. We will be putting together a kit that's been asked a few times.
Kits are coming.
Kits will be coming shortly.
So Kevin Haynes has said that he has tried Createx and he hasn't had much luck with it. I know last week you had said that it kind of takes a little bit to
watch the tutorials. I think is the best thing. When we first got it, I spent a half a day with and didn't have much luck with it. And there's different. I don't know how to say it, but there's big box store Createx and there's illustration Createx. And I don't think you'll find this in the big box stores.
I think Createx is a premium paint line across their brand, but they have offered a couple different price points and a couple different types of paint for different applications. When we talked with them, we were really specific, spent a lot of time determining what would be the right application for our taxidermy industry. And this is kind of what we came up to. And this one, I don't think is a Hobby Lobby available, is it?
I don't believe so. Some are.
Yeah.
I don't want to start something I can't stop. But call me and visit with me because I'm going to bet you had the same problems I did, and it took a little while on learning how to use it. And I bet I can make it way easy for you just from the limited experience that I had. So call the office, tell them you got Createx questions, and grab me. I think I can help you.
It looks like Derek Domka got his catalog today. He says he's just starting out in taxidermy. Thank you for all the videos and advice.
Where is Derek from?
Derek, where are you from? And then we also have Tom Dotterer, who is wondering how much the whitetail noses are.
Oh man.
They're not in production yet, but they will be so soon.
Yeah, we have
Like maybe by morning.
possibly. We have a couple little things we just want to do with it. Everything new that we bring you, we've used in the shop, and we've got a couple more little things we want to do with this deer. We want to test fit it on a couple sizes, and we'll have it in production within a couple weeks for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll confirm. I would assume we're probably going to be close to the mule deer price, and I think the mule deer nose is 16 and 14 with your form.
But be careful because we have one little production facility making the mule deer noses, and those people are struggling to keep up because they have bins of them and they're gone.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
they
And
will be.
Tom, we will make sure that as soon as they're available, we will put it out on our Facebook and everything else.
You know, that's kind of fun too, and you guys get a sneak peek on Thursday of everything that's new and upcoming. The catalog, when did we finalize the catalog? Maybe October? So we've been working on new products for the last year. But anything that was done after October, which there are things, we've got a pretty cool grizzly head right back there.
New things that didn't get in.
Yeah, they haven't been,
Yeah.
but you guys will see them
So we're
Thursday.
formulating new products all the time.
Yeah,
And
they'll
all of
be-
this stuff, I know I will, and I'm sure you will too. We'll stand behind anything
Gosh, yeah.
here. We do not have anything we wouldn't use ourselves. If we use it and like it, we'll
Yeah.
make it available to you.
Including the cups.
Including cups.
Yeah. And you'll find them, you'll see them here on Thursdays, and you'll find them online.
And these are the new XP Whitetail. People have been getting these for a little bit of time now, and we get pictures, and the pictures are fabulous pictures. They mount very, very, very nice. A few features. Hand me one of these ears. This is a Kerry Cochran ear liner, and it's a buttless ear liner. But you'll notice I tighten mine up nice and tight. You'll notice the index for the ear. On these buttless ears, whether it's Kerry's or the Ohio ears, they're going to have the ear canal, the auricle coming down, and the cartilage right here, and the ball of the ear. And this will lay in here in a real natural position. So once you get your horns set, you can model on your ears. I've cut your lip slot first and cut off your nose and put on Brett's brand new nose on. But look at how nicely this lays in here in an ear's back. Or that little dot is an index for an ear's forward. So as that ear comes back, remember that it always tilts down, so we're not going to get rain in that old ear canal. And when it goes all the way back, it will lay in here and index real accurately. So any of the, I think this works for Ohio ears, as well as we use a lot of Kerry's ears, and it's just a perfect fit for those.
That one too.
And we've got the 200 WTs, and these are a fabric ear.
I believe those are available in kits too, aren't they?
Yes, they get a kit, and you'll have your ears forward, and this will index the same way in an ears back version. Fits right in this little trench. It's kind of hard to get it too wrong. If you want them back, and if you're struggling to put it in there, you probably don't have it quite in the right place. If it lays in there really nice like a little saddle, I bet you're lined up good. At this point, you can build your clay muscle, your ear bud around here. Set your antlers first. And you made these the 300 WTFs. And these are not easy to make. They were not easy to develop. Brett put a lot of time into these. These will index up here also, as well as the Ohio ear liners with the ear base on. These will fit right where they're supposed to fit. There is no big crack that you have to fill with clay.
Just a slight little tie-in if you want to tie in that muscle right in front. They tie in really nice and give you a real attractive forward look.
So ears is a big step up. The pose, I can't say enough about the pose. It's just a nice whitetail pose. It's kind of a cagey looking deer. He's not up and tall and alert. He's not sneaky. I guess if I had to say he's a semi-sneak, he's a little on the low spectrum of the semi-sneaks. The back of your eye, if you're gonna go with and people argue at the angle of the eye, this is just like 45, it's probably a 47, but it's a good, accurate eye angle, slightly down, angled forward. Lots of nasal detail if you don't use an artificial nose.
The top of the head, the addition of the little bit to the back.
A lot of people put their antlers on, screw them on, and then they kind of, I don't want to say botch the union, but struggle to make it look nice back here. These guys have included the back muscle coming up the rear of the skull, and so that skull is going to sit right here, and you're going to have nothing but a little rim of clay to fill that in. Another one of my favorite things, when I first started out, tear ducts were a nightmare because I didn't understand the lacrimal crease, the tear ducts. This lobe lays over this surface, and when you cut your tear duct, you want to cut it up under here so the tear duct angles up. If you cut it straight in, like on all the old forms, and there's still a lot of forms on the market where these two meet and people tend to cut straight in, and then you have a big black crack that you have to fix. This lobe is accurately sculpted so it lays over the surface of the face. You cut your tear duct up at that angle, and it doesn't matter what you cut with. We've got the lip slot cutters work good. There's a million little tools that work good. Thin your, some people have trouble with their tear ducts pulling out. If your tear ducts are pulling out, it's one of a few things. Your slot is too big, your skin is too thick and it's shrinking, or you just didn't get it tucked decent. You want to thin that skin as thin as a rubber glove, basically. Make a thin slot, put glue in there. You want to put your hide paste in there, and then it should slide in real comfortably. You shouldn't need pins or anything. It should stay right in there. If you wanted to put a little clay up in here to lock it down, you can do that. Yeah. Lip slot is another big advantage. It's not a little short lip slot. It's not one back to here. You'll see both of those out there. It's a perfect natural lip slot. Just like our competitor choice forms, this is a 3-piece mold, which gives you way more detail in the brisket. You're going to be able to position that brisket. You don't have to cut any notches in here to tuck skin.
Yeah, very exciting, nice features. We're really excited, and this is new to the catalog. How many? Might have to cheat.
I wouldn't doubt you have 12. Copyrights and 8, maybe not.
10.
10.
We've got 10, and then we also
have an SW series.
Yeah.
SW series. We discovered, well, as the sculptors discovered, through studying deer from different parts of the country, not all deer are like our Midwestern deer. The SW series has a slightly shorter neck, like an inch. You really can't tell an inch in this big a span, and a smaller face. You know, we found people from Pennsylvania or out east, not just Pennsylvania, but we heard from Pennsylvania Tax Service, said they fit beautifully out there. Oklahoma taxidermists say they fit beautifully there. Guy from Louisiana called, he said, I've been looking for a form like that. It's just smaller face, 7-inch nose to eye, as well as just a little bit shorter. They're nice, full deer. smaller in the face.
And notice all the nice muscle detail. That's a lot of work in the shoulders and face, just really, really accurately sculpted. This is a precision.
And the way all this stuff comes about, you just did it the other day on the deer you shot.
Yeah.
And we skinned it out. We left the neck on, the shoulders. You took it, you laid it on a board, posed it, and all of this is frozen.
Yep.
And that's how all this is copied.
Yeah.
You know, it's real stuff. It's not made up make believe things.
It is. So and that's reference in the sculpting process and the mounting process, and that's another new item that we have. Some of Mandy's reference books.
Better show.
We have 4. You're seeing 3. We have 4 new reference books. If you'll notice on the cover, they feature a photo by Dan Grips. Also Lacey Combs and some of our Matuska Taxidermy from years of study with the pens. Tom's had deer for how long? 30 plus years.
Yeah, plus years.
So lots of really cool pictures, and if you look at the cover here, this book is a specific nose book. This book is specific to the ears, and this one to the eyes. We also offer, Mandy put together they're calling it an all-around book, so it combines the photos of all 3 books. Not quite as many. If you wanted an in-depth eye study, I think you'd order just the eye book.
Look at the resolution on it. That's just really, really good. Another thing I was saying the other day, pan pastels are good for is a lot of times that nictitating membrane, if you put nictitating membranes on, they're not all black. The ones we use are all black. We buy them. You can take pan pastels, dip a script brush in there, and you can run a little flesh in between your 2 levels, and hit it with some fixative, and the realism is unsurpassed.
It is.
But look at the detail in these pictures. We've got alert deer, we've got lazy deer, we've got alarm deer. We've got different coloration.
And resolution's so good that you can count the little oil glands in the lower lid here if you wanted to sit there with a little.
How many is there?
A lot.
2 maybe to put in.
Clint can tell us what the name of them is.
But just look at all that detail. Here's the white base, the white band, if you wanted to use that type of an eye. Great pictures.
Super detailed.
Great pictures.
So that is available in noses, eyes, and ears. All of that, again, reference. Without reference material, we're just guessing. She's also got a smaller version, an 8x8. Again, another opportunity to offer it to you at a little lower cost.
Blank pages.
Blank pages. Those are free.
Still a great picture, a little bit on the smaller side.
Yeah. And a great tool to have with you anytime you're finishing. You know, I like the digital opportunity. I like having an iPad, but at the same time, I also like to have this open. I'm not worrying about the iPad shutting down or timing out, or my phone. More often than not, you've got your phone, and digital reference is great, but these books
they're good.
Are fantastic.
Very popular. We go to shows, went to shows last year, and people really like them.
They're one of the first things to sell out each time. Along the lines of reference, we also have some really cool photo books. Some of them you've seen in the past. We offer this in a 4x6.
I think 4x6. Yeah,
about 4x6.
A lot of the same great pictures in a little
smaller flip book, and spiral bound flip book, kind of like that, because when we're painting on a walleye, we can just leave that and it lays nice and flat on the counter. Nice and handy. Nice picture. I like that picture.
Yeah. Where was that an hour ago?
I know. Look at that. That's pretty cool. But some really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So great gift ideas. If anybody is thinking about buying gifts for those taxidermists on your Christmas list, reference books. I don't think you can have enough reference material, as well as DVDs.
DVDs.
A new one of the new ones in the catalog is the competition Whitetail DVD from Taxidermy University. These guys have put together some pretty cool stuff. Cole and Clint and Jimmy
yeah.
and Blake. Some really, really good stuff out there. I know they're going off the shelf like hotcakes. We had them, I think they were on the Black Friday sale, and every 10th order had one. Maybe even less than that.
And we got some Ricky Crane's fish painting DVDs.
Yep. Yeah. And another cool Ricky Crane product.
Oh, this is the best.
Yeah.
We are the exclusive distributors of an exceptional product called Clay, K-L-E-I.
And it's an epoxy, it's not a clay. Just making sure.
It's a 2-part epoxy, similar to the different epoxies that you've used in the past. A and a B. Mix it together just like a lot of the different versions you've used. I usually like to wet my fingers a little bit to keep it from sticking. Now, you've used this more than I have, and what are the advantages for you?
I really like the product. Epoxy sculpt has always been kind of the medium, the go-to for epoxies. We've used several different kinds over the years. I would relate this very much to epoxy sculpt, but there are some differences. One is the setup time. This is going to give you maybe 10 minutes of working time, and within about an hour it's going to be sandable, and that for doing finish work and detail work and just working through the production process, that's a tremendous advantage. I really like that.
Nice neutral color.
Yeah, it is a nice color, and it's colorable too. You can add pigments to it and it takes on color. One of the other things that I really like about it is that it blends, the transitions blend between surfaces.
Feathers out nice.
But yeah, that's probably the best way to put it, is that it feathers very nicely, and it works well with water, but alcohol works the very best, and you can blend it to an invisible seam very easy. And then if you do have any sanding to do, it sands really well. It's a little bit softer, I would say, and sands easier than some of the previous.
And as fast as it sets, don't mix up a tennis ball of each,
right?
Or you're going to waste it.
Yeah.
So we're pretty happy to have that great product. That's you fish taxidermists, deer noses and eyelids and all of that. Yeah. Give Clay a try. It's a great product.
Done some fun stuff with it. Anywhere your epoxy applications are available, this will work. It works really well.
And bird foot injection fluid, we have two versions. We have the original Masters blend, and then we have MT Masters blend. These come in a puddle duck flesh, as well as a diver gray. Easy mix urethane material.
Let's see. Bobby Gillenwater wants to know if it is good on fish, and I think he is talking about the clay.
If what?
If it's good on fish.
Real good.
Really good, yeah. Clay has a very good adhesion. Sticks very nice to your surfaces, so if you were to build fish lower jaws or tops of heads and things, it works very well.
We actually use, we have go-tos sometimes. It'll be our favorite for one period of time, and then we'll gravitate to a new one. But I mean, we use the Fix-It sculpt, the epoxy sculpt, the Magic sculpt, the clay. We kind of have them all, and we use them all. And this is new, and we kind of are liking it.
Excited about it. Yeah.
Along with the Masters blend for injecting your bird feed, we've done tutorials on that. If you are unfamiliar with how to use this, go back and look at our YouTube videos on Masters blend, and we like to inject air into the foot first to create a space for the liquid to flow. And in the past, we've had all of our syringes have been friction fit, and even on, you'll see one of our tutorials, we blow the tip off. These are all, we've got whole new selection of needles. These are all, what do they call, lure lock?
Yeah,
And
Facebook proof.
Yeah, they all screw on, so you're not going to blow your tips off and get material in your eye that you don't need. So we've got all kinds of new sizes of needles. 1cc, we've got 3cc's.
We've got a little smaller needle.
Yep,
we've
small
got some
needles.
28 gauge needles. The girls have worked hard to acquire those, and from what the little struggle we had with injection needles, it sounds like they're getting harder and harder to come by. Fewer vendors can offer them. So
Some of you people maybe shouldn't have them. Another product, I'm kind of going faster.
Yeah, we got to. We're not done.
Another new product, Ray Murphy. This is the Tattletale. And if you've ever stretched a turkey or positioned a turkey tail and got it off-centered or misaligned, this makes the job easy. And it's a piece of vinyl. You use it over and over and over and over. It's got a grid on it. Clean up your turkey tail. Spread it on here. Position it. It has lines. It will show you, where your different feathers go. Once you have it in place, we tape them with masking tape. Tape them in place, and then you can bondo the quills.
Yeah.
And you can do half struts if you want to. You can do full struts. You can do whatever you want. This is a very handy product, and we've used it a few times since we've got it. And yeah, I wish
We
that
have a
had-
pretty good video on it too
We
that
do?
we did when
Yeah.
it first came out.
Great videos. So, and with all of these new products, we try and bring them to you as quickly as we can. You'll see features of them. We'll do short spotlights. We'll do some bigger ones. Another one that we're super excited to have, while we were back on the subject of deer and ears and things like that, is the Pro 1 high pace. The customers had asked for it. Mandy worked really hard to work with Paul, and we're pretty proud to offer that now. So we have Pro 1 gallons and 5-gallon kits, or I shouldn't say kits, 5-gallon pails. And when you get down to the bottom of your Pro 1 or your out of body putty,
This is another Ray Murphy product. It's called a bottom feeder, and I saw Ray tried to get me to carry this a while back, and I thought this was the silliest thing ever. It's nothing more than an ice cream scoop sharpened on the edge. But how many times have you found yourself with a can of auto body putty like this, or high pace for that instance, like you said? This with that sharp edge, long handle, so you don't get it in your hand. You can clean. I think we did this on a video too.
Yeah.
You can clean the bottom of this and save every little morsel of auto. There's probably $5 worth of auto body putty in here, and why waste it? Why throw it out?
I'm
And,
not gonna get my knuckles dirty with a little popsicle stick.
and a
so
stick
that's-
never works very well. The bottom feeder, you think it's silly, but when you get one, you won't be without it.
Enjoy it. We have 480 new products. Oh, there's one.
This is probably one of the most important ones.
Yeah.
This is a freezer alarm. My freezer right now, which is 40 yards from here,
Oh yeah.
is at 10 degrees Fahrenheit. My humidity is 56%. And it's at 5:04 is the time, and the date. And not only that, I can pull this up on my phone. I can be away. I don't have my phone now, but I have a little app on my phone. Does not cost you anything. Bring up the little app, look at it, and it will give you all of that same information. And I don't know what that is, but it might be in the $60 range.
I believe so. And another great feature for those of you taxidermists that travel, that you can set that app to give you an alert. It will send off an alarm. You can tell on the app what temperature you want that to go off. And if you're gone on a 2-week trip, you don't have to worry about. Well, we did have a customer call. We had a supply customer call just this year, and I know you take those calls every year.
$100,000 worth of capes in his freezer that he was afraid he lost. And he hadn't looked at the freezer for a while, and all of a sudden he smelled something, and some of the capes were tanned even and soaked up, and still lost them. So that will alleviate that. That would be the best stocking stuffer you could ever buy your wife or husband for their freezers. And you can get different probes for multiple freezers.
Yep.
So you buy, if you've got a bunch of chest freezers, you can have a probe in each one. The probes are wireless, and then you can pull them up on your app.
So we have a couple of questions. One from Bobby Gillenwater. He wants to know if we are going to carry the full line of Pro One or is just the hide paste.
We will be adding Pro One products as we go, yeah.
And then from Chris Jackson, he has a bull elk skull that was split so it can be transported cross country. What product do you recommend to put it back together that will hold?
Oh man, that's a whole tutorial.
That's an engineering feat.
Yeah.
I have before. One of my favorite things is to pin them sideways and fasten it together, and then what I usually do, and this is kind of it doesn't sound very good, but I actually drill holes once I have it together down through here where the pedicles come down, and then take threaded rod and have drill up into the main beam a little bit and epoxy in the threaded rod. So my skull plate, when it's together, I actually have threaded rods down that far, which will be bondoed down into the wood plate. Works good for me. Not probably the best way, but it works good, and they won't come off. If you ever have to take them off, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and the worst thing in the world is to have them crack. So overbuild it, over-engineer it.
Yeah.
Lots of ways to do that, but
it works good.
Never seen that come apart. We go to a lot of effort in the studio for that. Lots and lots and lots of products. I know you have a Christmas engagement to get to.
Oh, I've got a
soon,
5-year-old's Christmas play to go to.
We shouldn't drag this too far out. Did we have anything else that you wanted to touch? I know we've got a lot of stocking stuffers that we'll be covering over the next couple of weeks.
We got these, and they're exceptionally cool in the back of wall pedestals or pedestals.
Yep.
And you can actually peel this off. There's a little peely part on, and we contact cement them on. It's a really nice, it's an actual photograph of 2 does and a buck, and nice natural color, and they look exceptional on the back of here.
I think we did a customer one earlier this spring and went to great efforts to do a custom pedestal for the guy, and he was most excited about the leather on the back of it, not the deer. So, but a cool feature, very, very cool. And we've got tons of
and this is nothing. Oh wait, we got to do something here, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a giveaway.
These tool sets, we better do that. These tool sets are design tools, rubber coated handles, stainless steel, nickel plated maybe, great tool sets.
We've got them in sets and individuals. I think we offer a few of the individuals.
And when you get the catalog, you're going to see, I mean, there's knives, there's lip cutters, there's eye tools, there's spatulas, there's all kinds of different tools. And I think we were going to give away, as today's giveaway, the green one.
Ooh, that's a cool
And
set.
the reason I picked the green one is it has a lot of neat little spatulas, and taxidermists cannot be without a good spatula.
Yeah.
And this was a $30-some item, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
really good
And
one.
we're giving that away.
All right, so I'm going to name off 3 winners, or 3 people, and whoever is the first to chime in from who shared last week will win.
Get ready.
So we have Steve Massey, Emery Stapleton, and Danny Leach. So if any of you are present, please chime in. I'll give you guys a couple moments to do that. And
This is a great set. And in order to get it, they get it free with their next order. Is that correct?
yes, yes.
And that just saves postage for us. We're giving you a $30 item, but you gotta order something and it goes in the box.
Correct.
I see a stack of stockings.
All right, it looks like Danny Leach is present, so
Wow.
congratulations
Danny.
on your new
You're gonna like it.
toolkit.
A tire.
Yes.
Yeah,
Michelin.
we've got a bunch of cool apparel coming. I think a few of them, we're still waiting for the Sherpas, which will be here next week, maybe?
The new Sherpas and new hats are supposed to be here next week, so everybody who has pre-ordered, I know everybody's getting anxious about it and asking. We are expecting them to be here by next week.
Yep, and we've got a bunch of new hats that will be here, some cool stuff, so, Matuska swag.
And like I said, this is nothing more than we showed you 30 items out of 480 items. So,
It's a very cool.
scour your catalog for all the new things. We've got a lot of nice new products that we're excited about. Call us with any help you need. We have a great tech line that will we hope lead you down the right path. Brett will be busy working on his little whitetail nose.
Let us know when the catalogs hit your mailboxes.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun for us because we'll start putting them on the map.
Yes, get that picture posted as soon as you get it in. So,
Okay,
all right.
thanks for joining us.